Live? Oh, man, it's different. All right, so I guess I'm live. Okay, so so many people deal with late payments. Late payments bring your score down from 3 to 10 points. Sometimes things happen. Things happen. You know, sometimes you forget. Sometimes things happen. You have an emergency. You have another bill you have to pay. And it's either pay that credit card bill or pay the existing bill. What are you going to do? Things happen. But they can be removed. A lot of places go through so much aggravation trying to remove them. And it's not hard. You know, if you use a goodwill letter with a 609 form, it can be removed. Sometimes it might take about, sometimes one time, maybe 2 times, but they can be removed. Now, as you remove these items, your score goes up. I had a lady call me yesterday. She said, my score went up. She wanted me to explain exactly why it went up. I removed some late fees, late payments, and some hard inquiries. Now, what a lot of people don't know that hard inquiries will give you between 5 to 50 points for each one. Sometimes they try to slide in there 1 point, you know. So what do you know? So, but you have to be very careful because you don't want to remove hard inquiries that is attached to positive accounts. This is why you can't ask everyone to remove a hard inquiry, because what happens is you only want to remove your negative hard inquiries. Now, your late payments can be a hassle. You have to remove those late payments. Those late payments is that what brings your score down. The late payments, the collections, the errors, child support, student loans. Student loans can be removed. You know, even the ones that are still active. Now, if you have student loans that's still active, you have to research the whole entire student loan, because it could be a correct spelling of your name, your social, it could be the one number off, or it could be the interest that they're charging you. So there's so many different things where it can be removed. On the 10th of October, I removed two student loans from a customer. And the student loans, what happened was the interest was incorrect. You know, so there are people. How are you? There's all people with student loans, and they think that it'll never come off. You have to look into it. Do your research. Look at your credit report, because you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. There's lots of credit reports that I go through, and there's errors. There's double accounts. You know, so you have to watch that, because every now and then they'll slide a double account in there. But you know what? What they don't understand is they are doing your work. Because if you see a double account and you call Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion and say, hey, I want this removed, this is a double account, guess what? Your score is going up because of their lack of doing their work. So late payments, you want to get them off. Sometimes it might take a little bit longer, but they do come off. You want to stop your school. What you want to do, you want your score to go up. It's not just about removing items. It's about adding credit, because when you go for that loan for that house, the first thing people say, oh, I want to add a trade line. Trade lines are okay. The only problem with the trade line I have is that once that 60 days is up and that trade line is off your credit or it's dormant, your score is going to fall. So you paid all this money for a trade line. Excuse me. And now your score is going to drop. That's why I tell you, if you get a trade line, you got to hurry up. I mean, you shouldn't have to rush. But guess what? Here's the solution. You want a trade line. You think a trade line is going to do some amazing things. Okay, a trade line is going to get you points. But the bank would rather see you add other things and see that track record. They want to see a track record. They don't want to see no trade lines. They want to see a track record. They want to see a payment record. They want to see, are you worthy enough to give you a loan, to give you a house? That's what it's about. You got everybody and their mother running to get trade lines. When a trade line will help, but now banks are getting smarter. Now they know the trade lines. Now they know it's not your trade line. So what's the purpose? What's the purpose? Unless you want to go somewhere real quick and trick them and say, hey, I got this trade line, blah, 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 blah. Get it done. You can't do that. Or you could build your credit to where at any time you can go get a credit card, you get a house, you can get a loan. One thing you want to do is you want your money to work for you. That means if you get a secure card, or you got different apps or your credit report, they should be, listen, if you keep it the way it's supposed to be, you're going to get points every other week. You're going to see points rise and rise. Even if something hits your credit report, you're not going to be able to worry about it, because guess what? You got those points coming. You see? So you want something that's going to keep on adding value. It's just like, okay, listen, your credit is an investment. That's what it is. It's an investment. And when you put money into your investment, you want to see it grow. When you're buying self-lender and you're getting different things, secure cards, you're adding value. You're adding value. So when the time comes and you need a house, you need a car, you need a loan, you're trying to build your business, that's going to add value. A trade line, to me, honestly, I've been doing credit since 2013, and to me, honestly, a trade line is a waste of money. To some people, a trade line can do what it's supposed to do at that time. But what happens after 60 days? What are you going to do? You got $400 to $700 into a trade line. Now, you got to ask yourself, if you put that much money into secure cards, guess how many points you're going to get? You're going to get from 200 to 400 points. Wow. Versus a trade line. Trade line is not going to give you nowhere near that. People, use your head. You got all this hype on YouTube about get a trade line, get a trade line. And there's people, I know a lady that got 4 trade lines, spent $2,000. Her first set of points was 9 points. Then she got, I think, 70-something points. And I told her, I said, you know what? You was better off getting secure cards, and you would have got, she would have got 12, the minimum, 120 points, the minimum. That's just for the first round. You know, but those secure cards keep on adding value. And guess what? Those secure cards will stay there for life. For life. Where trade line drops off and your score goes down. So, excuse me. So, the smarter thing to do would be to get a secure card. Most people say, oh no, I'd rather have a trade line. Banks and institutions don't look at trade lines. They look at what you're doing with the items on your credit report. You're paying your stuff on time. Is there any late payments? You know, how long you've had it. There's got to be a record. It's got to show. You know? So now they're getting slicker. So now they're getting more motivated. They're actually looking to see if that's yours, to see how long you had it when you opened the account. Now that's not going to match up, because if they're looking to see when you first applied for it, they're going to see somebody else's name on the trade line way before you got it. Now, it could be a family member, but this is what they're going to do. They're going to match it up to see if this person's address is on your file. You know, so, I mean, a lot of institutions aren't going to go through all that trouble. But you have to ask yourself, is a trade line worth it? Maybe, maybe not. A trade line versus secure cards. A secure card is always going to give you more points than a trade line. Hands down. Hands down. And a secure card is going to last longer. It's going to last for as long as you have it up there. It's going to last. It's going to last forever. It's going to give you points forever. You see? So when you look at it and you truly think about the situation, that secure card is going to give you points after points after points after points. That's why it's a great investment to have secure cards. I remember when I first started building my credit, I got 5 secure cards, and they were giving me points back to back. And I didn't want a trade line because I said, it's not going to benefit me. It's going to benefit me at that moment. But what if I want to wait? I want to relax. I want to wait to go get another car. I want to wait to go get another house or another loan. I'd rather wait. I'd rather take my time and savor the moment. So that's what I did. When I went to go get my Jeep, no problem. Nobody down. And check this out. This was all with a secure card. No money down. So when I went to get loans, no problem. I did this because I didn't rush to go get trade lines. I used a simple method of getting secure cards, making sure my payments was on time, making sure I had enough secure cards to add on points every time. Listen, if you get several secure cards and you're making those payments, I'm going to tell you who's watching. Banks and institutions are watching. They're watching you. They want to see how well you do with those secure cards. And this would move you up the ladder. Not if you go out there and buy $700 worth of secure, what's called trade lines. That's not going to help you. That's going to help you for the moment. I see people, you know what makes me mad, because I see so many people. Oh, I need a trade line. I need a trade line. Spend $2,000-$3,000 when they could have turned around and got multiple cards, built their score up to 800, and would have and they would have had a smile on their face. For most people, we'll go get a trade line because some people are in a rush. Some people don't understand that when you rush, you don't get what you're looking for. You know, it's better to take your time and build your way to the top. You know, I know most people don't like Donald Trump, but that's how Donald Trump did it. He built his way to the top using other people's money. You know, patience. In life, if you don't have patience, you have nothing. Your credit is an investment. It's not a bill. It's not something you have to do. It's something that you need, because later on in life, if something pops up, God forbid, something pops up, you say, okay, my credit's straight. Okay. But on the way to the top, you have to use certain methods. Most people won't spend the extra money to buy these methods. Just say, okay, well, I'm going to just no. That's not how it works. You have to build your way to the top. It might cost a little extra money, but guess what? If you go to another credit repair company, they're going to charge you $99 a month. Now, let's say you pay that $99 a month for a whole year. A whole year. That's $1,000 you gave this person. And guess what? Your credit's at between 5 and 600. They might have moved a couple items or whatever. Oh, so what? Yeah, but guess what? Your credit, your goal, you're still looking to complete your goal. Stop paying these people $99 a month when you can pay $99 and take all that extra money, put it into secure cards, self-lender, Jewelers Club. There's so many other ones that increase your score, because guess what? You might think, because this person is going to do your credit, okay, $99 a month, I'll be fine. No, you're not fine, because banks and institutions want to see mixed credit. Mixed credit. Now, let me tell you about mixed credit. Mixed credit is retail credit and institutional credit. That means you got to have credit cards and you got to have retail credit. You got to have a combination of both. You go for a house, they're going to say, you know what? You don't have mixed credit. Or you lack this, or you lack that. By using these apps and these websites, your file is complete. You're on your way to 800. A lot of people don't realize it's easier to get to 800 once your mind is clear. When your mind is clear and you invest in your credit, you can get to 800. I've been there. You can get to 800. But your mind has to be clear, and you gotta think like this. Well, look, you know what? Most people will spend $99 for some mess. Then to say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna invest in my credit. I'm gonna invest in my life. I'm gonna invest in my future, and I'm gonna build. It's about building yourself. It's about building. If you want to be successful, you have to build. If you want a good business, you have to build. Your personal credit comes first. Stop listening. Listen, there's so many YouTube channels that say, oh, well, you got to build your business first, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. Your personal credit comes first. Your personal credit is the cosigner to your business. That means your cosigner got to be on point. Watch who you listen to. Then you have these companies say, oh, well, you need a trade line. You need this. Listen, I only recommend a trade line if you fall short of your goal. If you've done everything possible to get to where you're going and you're a little short, then maybe. But that's not going to happen. Because if you come to me and say, hey, what do I need to get to here from there? I'm going to tell you. I'll be giving you the master list, right? You might need to double up or something to get those extra points. But more than likely, you might not even need a trade line. But there are people out there that's ready to sell you a trade line quick and fast because they're only thinking about the sale. They're not thinking about your best interest. They're not thinking about it. They're not thinking about your goal. I'll be giving you an example. The minute I get my customer, I always ask them their goal. Because you have to know your customer. You got to know what your customers want. You got to know where they're headed. 99% of these credit repair companies don't ask you what your goal is. They just they'll take your fee. But, okay, well, we're going to do this, this, and this, and this. They're not talking about no list that's going to increase your score. They're not talking about no secure card. They're not talking about an app. They're not talking about to raise your credit score with your rent. This is what we do. We have a list of multiple things that will drive your score to the top. The master list itself, if you do everything on the master list, that's an extra 200 points. Now, let's say your score is 5 something. There's 5, 6, 7. That's 7 something. The sweep, you're 8. You're headed over to 8. If you follow the master list, and you do everything you're supposed to do, you can see 800. Like I said, most people don't want to take the extra step. And then let's say you fall a little short. I tell people you could do the double secure card method to get 80, I think it's 88 to 200 points. That's just a secure card. That's not counting your rent. That's not counting Hulu or what's it called? Netflix. You know, then you got Self-Lender. It's so many things on the master list that you can add to increase your score. Everybody should have an 800 score. I truly believe that. If they take the extra step. If they say, you know what, I want to move to the top. I don't want to be a 500. Listen, I don't want to be a 500 person. I don't want to be a 600 person. I want to be an 800 person. I want to be able to wake up in the morning and I'm at 800. If you truly want to be at 800, I can get you there. It's no big. I mean, 800 is nothing. The problem is that you have to be willing to walk through the fire with me. If you're willing to walk through the fire with me, then I can get you to 800. Let me tell you a story. I met this lady one time, you know, and she was living in the projects. Her school was 4 something. She said she heard about me. She said, I need a score. I want this house. She said it was her dream house. She said the house is between 250,000 and 300 some thousand. She said, I'll never get it in this lifetime. And I told her, I said, if you have faith in me, I said, I could get you there in 4 to 6 months. She said, that's impossible. I said, but there's something you have to do for me. You have to listen to everything I tell you to do. Now, I said, you might have to spend a little extra money, but I could get you there. I said, I'll work with your lender. I said, we'll all work together to get you where you're trying to get to. So, to make a long story short, 6 months roll around. She's at her school. She's at 7:30, 7:40. She was so happy, ready to get her house. Talking to the lender, the lender said, okay, you're approved. She couldn't believe it. She's jumping up and down. She comes to my house, jumping up and down, happy. I mean, I've never seen anyone so happy. She said, I'm going to get my keys. And to see the look on her face, you have no idea how great that made me feel. Because here's a woman that was all the way at the bottom. And she followed every step, all the instructions. Every time she got a credit report, she was at my front door. Or she was calling me. What do I do with this? Do I do this or do I do that? I used to tell her, no, don't do that. Stay at 30%. Let those points, let your creditors, listen, my creditors, let the banks chase you. You want the banks to chase you. You don't want to keep on applying for this, applying for that, because that's what's making your credit worse. Let them chase you. Let them offer you credit. She got the house. She got the house. It takes a lot to change your thinking. And you got to realize something. If you want something better, that's the number one thing you have to do. You have to change your thinking. You have to change your mindset. You got to say, you know what? I'm going to get that house. No, you're not going to get it. It's already done. God has already gave you that house. You just got to follow the steps. That's it. You know why most people struggle in life? Because they don't pay attention. They don't pay attention. They don't do what they're supposed to do. They're not willing to take the extra step. My ex-wife, when I first met her, credit was horrible. But when she met me, her credit went through the roof. Surpassed 700. And I told her in the beginning, I said, if you listen to me, I could take you all the way to the top. And she did. She couldn't believe it. So it's about listening. It's about paying attention. It's about willing to take the extra step. Just like I said, credit is an investment. If you're trying to invest in your future or your kids' future, you got to listen. You got to be willing to take the next step, because check this out. You're willing to give the next man hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month for your credit. And then after a year, you're disappointed. You're like, oh, well, you know what? This and this and this. And guess what? You don't have a secure card. You don't have different apps. Your score's still at 5 something, 6 something. And guess what? When he's done, and this is the crazy part. When he's done with your credit, guess what happens? Your score falls. You know why it falls? Because he hasn't given you the list of items that you should have on your credit. So when your score tries to fall, it doesn't. The items on the master list keeps your score floating. Floating. Hold on, I got a call. Hello? I'm going to call you back. I'm on YouTube. All right, thank you. So the thing is you have to take that extra step. That's what life is about. You have to have faith, and you got to take that extra step. Stop paying the $99 guy, $99 a month. I know a lady that paid for 2 whole years, $2,000. And her credit, let me tell you something. I looked at her credit the other day. It's horrible. She told me, she said, I don't want you, look at the score is 5-something. She said, I wish I'd have came to you 2 years ago. So I'm telling her all the things that the master list has. And she said, that's what I need. She said, well, how come he didn't give me that? And I said, this is the problem I have with these companies, because they aren't giving you the tools you need. When you call me or you text me, I'm there to answer your question. That's what you need. You need somebody that's going to be there, that's going to be able to answer that question. Can you do this? Can you do that? And people, please, this is one thing a lot of people do that they don't know. Do not cancel any account, because that will drop your score 50 points or more. If you have an old account, keep it. It's better to keep it than to cancel it. I do have to go, but if you have any questions, text me 610-470-8992. If you need credit repair, our sale this week is $99. We have couples. Our couples package is on sale for $199. You can also review my website, which is www.kirby'screditkingdom.yolasite.com. Also, if you are in need of mortgage help, rent help, if your water bill, you need help with your water bill or electric, and you're in the state of Pennsylvania, text me and I can give you a number to call, 610-470-8992. Thank you and have a blessed day.